Mic check 1 2 1 2. Greetings, wholeness and balanced vibrations to everyone. I am Kay Suzette on secretenergy.com as well as here on Geneva. And I want to send this recording out because I wasn't sure if I'll get called to assist. I'm here in California with Miss Betty, and she is going through her transformation phase from this reality to beyond. And I have the pleasure of being welcomed into her home to assist her during this time. And so I'll be sharing a lot of that along the way. And also, before I get started, I'd like to say wholeness and balance vibrations again. And I am a real person. I will be striking my singing bowl now. So if anyone is sensitive in any way to hearing a harmonic tone being rung from a singing bowl, then you may want to go ahead and mute your sound or take your earphones out. And so today is Monday. I am a number 2 on the Enneology path, and that is an altruist. I like to call it altruist, if you will. And so I'll be gentle. Oh, I love that. It started for me, and I wasn't quite sure how to present the information. Though the best way for me at this time is just to go over the notes that I've been writing out and then express to you a little about where I can see things going with the particular activities and all the specialists. Hello, for those of you who can actually make it at this hour. I believe it said there are 16. So moving forward in the future on the future conversations, just know that there are 16 slots for members here on Geneva, and I'm perfectly okay with that. If I get a chance to pre-record like now, then I will, and that way I'll have the information provided for you. So let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to go ahead and give thanks to everyone responsible for my presence. Me being here means so much to me, and I'm thankful that I've been able to include myself and show up. And so, where I want to go with the any tech conversation, I don't call it a show. I simply want it to be a conversation that I will have as well as you. And so let me rewind and then explain why I'm deciding to come forth at this time. I was in a situation where I was thinking things through and trying to get to a place where I could increase my vibratory frequency enough to return to secret energy and the family that I knew existed. Though there was a period of time where I totally had my memory seared to the actuality of what life really holds within a virtual space like this. And I was like, oh my gosh, once I woke up again and saw who was around me and the things that they were talking desire to give had gone a bit farther than I had anticipated. Not having any expectations at all, I simply was going along with the flow to see, who, what, when, and why was responsible for a lot of the energy that was being filtered within the space. And so giving appreciation to those who stepped in to their space, as the spaces I see now are limitless, and there is a space called everything. And I was remembering this space and knowing that there was going to be something more for me if and when I apply the principles that I learned. And so I am a real person. I do have a mother. I did come through her birth canal. This is rated for the developmental phases 1 all the way up. So 1 through 9 and infinity and beyond. And so I was birthed in a hospital. And at the time, my mom was, all in for inoculation. So I got all of the regular ones that most children get in the hospital when they're birthed into this reality. So that makes me flesh and blood and bones and all the other organs that are synonymous with a human being. And so I start with that. I'm not a robot. I'm not AI. I'm not some star that fell out of the third eye of Sagittarius, though I was able to learn how to map that out and locate the star system that I actually came from. So that was very useful as I began trekking along the physical, more so having one-on-one experiences with beings who were in need of some type of power up, if you will. And as I was engaging along the way, I just, attached certain actionables into my life, things that would actually keep me in alignment with the universal laws, and I sourced that in the water tribe. If I did not say that, being a Enneology path number 2, that makes me a water sign. And so going into the process of reacclimating myself to the secret energy space, I noticed there was, the introduction to Enneology. And I began looking more into the Enneology calendar and what that entailed. And I saw that as the base of what being a sovereignty mentor specialist is. I just added that on there. But the sovereignty mentorship program, or the sovereignty mentorship subscription, allows me to engage here on Geneva. And so, doing so, I became connected with the water tribe. And I went all the way up to the top to see what was there, what date did the Geneva began, the Geneva app, and when that was integrated into the Secret Energy platform and members and the tribe, and how we were all migrated there first. So I was like, oh gosh, it's my first point of contact. Yes, great. I'm getting closer to my dreams and my desires of being reconnected with everything. And there was one day I was laying there like, oh, how can I get out of this so I can get back to this or get forward into this? And I said, oh, these days is making me dizzy. I'm in a daisy phase in my life. What's happening? And then I said, I need to make a way out of this. What can I do? And so that's when I started using Monway, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the Sunday. And I said, oh, this is helping me with the words, and I can critique things within this Enneology path. The resonances and the coordinates were allowing me an opportunity to engage with those particular elements and those particular materials, tools, locations, and such. Tweaking my diet again after cleansing 2 times in the past 10 years. They say you can do it, whenever you feel a need to do some spring cleaning, and I felt the need to do it in between. Though there was still something there blocking me from the everything space. Although what I saw was my name written on that space. In the seat, there was a bow wrapped around it, and I could see it in my heart and in my mind's eye. And I said, oh, well, no one can take that seat. Likewise, for all of us, no one can take the seat that we have in the space called everything. It's simply we are able to return to it at will to document the journey that we are having and the experiences with the individuals along the way. And so I was saying, I need to express myself. I need to express myself. How do I do that again? And so I made an acronym, which is e.x.p.r.e.s.s. That's the spelling of the word express. And that is enjoying or enjoyment times, which is multiplied by passion, renders excellent self-service. So I was like, okay, what exactly would I be expressing? And then I guess you hear this other voice or you feel this other intuition guiding moment to moment. And so I was like, well, what if I share my passion about the life-changing events as well as the Enneology paths, and then I could share the variety of categorized resonance and express how those have altered the space that I'm in. And then I said, okay, that's a start because everyone's going to need to know that when they began the sovereignty mentorship. And so I said, well, I can then share that. And so I am always into acronyming words. And then it said self healing awareness and recognition of excellence. I said, okay, so then what would I be sharing? And then what I will be sharing, as you will also have an opportunity to utilize this outline to do the same thing that I'm doing here now, and then put your own spin to it based on the secret energy content that you've become aware of in your day-to-day on your day-to-day journey, and as you become an enlightened being or as are still becoming a being aware of what is taking place around you, and then being able to introduce various resonances, the herbs, the frequencies, the vibrations, and all of the other categories that you'll see on your individual one. And since I am presenting this to water, I understand there are 2 or 3 days that is with water as the element. And so we'll be together anyway. I prefer to be with the water. I've been hearing rumors that a lot of the water people ran to the fire tribe, and I was like, well, why would they want to do that? Leave us dry? Come on over again and let's get some things if we're that tribe that actually communicates. And then, we are looking and seeking to be soul coaches. And this is one way where we'll be able to begin with sharing our individual interactions with one another using the resonances that is designed for us in particular. And then we can intermingle once we graduate with some type of exam or test or sorts at the end of this, or at the beginning of, to go to the next phase to communicate with the others, if you will, and then began building and intertwining one another's gifts, skills, and abilities. And so I said, well, why would I even want to express and share? And then I said, well, because I care. I really care about humanity. I care about the children. I care about the adult children. I realized when I assisting with bringing a child into the world, or a new being into this planetary system, they're going to need to know things in order to assist them in their future. Because, like, we're in our future now. What about when they get into theirs? What will they have to stand on in order to know for a fact that they are powerful, they can own their greatness, they can be as innovative as they want when it comes to creating with their hands? And so I said, well, since I care, what does that mean these days when I was told, I love you, I love you, I love you? And then you ask yourself, well, what does love mean? Is that fleeting in some way? And because of, people who we love so dearly, they disappear or they go away, we ask ourselves the question, where did they go and why? And so I found ways to still feel the sensations in my heart and maintain my frequency, 96 hertz, and then oscillate through the other frequencies. And because that frequency is so monotone, you will rise the vibration of anyone who's either at a higher frequency, or, if you want to say, a lower frequency. I've not yet seen one lower than 96, though. That again does not denote better or worse. It just is what it is. And I finally at last saw the reason why they would use that term. And so then I compiled the word care into an acronym, which is compassion, appreciation, respect, and endure. And so I looked up the definition of that word of each. And to be compassionate means feeling or showing sympathy and concern for others. Appreciation is recognition and enjoyment of the good qualities of someone or something. And respect is a deep feeling or a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, and achievements. And endure, in which I spell Indure, the definition is to suffer patiently through something painful or difficult. And so when I said, well, that could be the layout for a new member with secret energy, they immediately are sent to Enneology. That is a complimentary. In order to get more, I do believe there would need to be someone signing up in order to have Enneology guide you step by step through the daily resonances. And so then I said, okay, I'm going to look and see how the water tribe has come forth thus far and what would I be able to contribute as a water sign. And that's where this came into play. There's so many more notes that I have, though I would like to share the individual days. So what I've done, ways, I printed out each step and I'm compiling that onto the electrical device soon and very soon. I actually created a binder that has each way printed out, and so if you can see that, let's see if I can get that turned around. And so I basically just compiled these into a binder. And so every way I switch the page, and this is the way that we're on. And as you can see, there's pages, there were 3 pages. If you click on it inside of the Secret Energy website, it will allow you to print. And so I've done this for the remainder of the ways, and I also added, some of my other items that are crucial to know. Like, I noticed that since the certain ways have a particular color, that particular color also has a particular frequency, and then there's a particular chakra center with the same color. And so as I was looking at what I could do to assist everyone that's asking questions and posting in areas that are outside of their element tribe, things that would power up the element tribe. Although we're all in the heart tribe, we all have access to the ambassador support area. Those areas were specified to be the welcome in the heart tribe, and then for the ambassador support section room was designed for questions for support, and everything else can be placed within the particular tribe rooms or the elemental tribe rooms. In the event that those are changed or upgraded to the 9 Enneology paths, then we'll still be grouped and connected with our individual tribe element. And expounding that would be to denote the color that is associated with each and every way. And then also adding the developmental phases that we all are in so that we can see who we're communicating with when we're chatting with one another. I never found my destiny path, so I did see a little bit of a area where there was already a D for destiny path, and then there was a number there. So to keep things simple, we simply put our Enneology path number. And if you want to put a particular emoji there to signify what tribe, if it's fire or water drop or blowing the air out or the earth or something denoting the earth, that's fine. That's going to help as well. And then just put a dash and DP, developmental phase, whether you're 1 through 9. That will help me know in particular who I'm communicating with, what developmental phase they are in or should be in. And then I can give information accordingly. And because I want to complete this and then allow those who are waiting my arrival, then you'll be able to listen to this audio as I'm going to touch and agree and say thank you for your presence. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for an opportunity for me to share some more activities. You know, I have so many notes that I want to share, though I'd like to keep this at a 30-minute mark and then get to something else over here and I will return. We'll go through this again and then I will share some of the images on Geneva and the water tribe. And I look forward to seeing you all in the future. You're more than welcome to come on and share. I'll give you an outline, whatever it is that you're involved in, if it's music, dance, yoga, audio, sound, video. We're going to bring one another together to continue building upon the university, the Enneology paths, the resonances of each way, and we'll be able to create content for each individual developmental phase according to what is appropriate at that particular phase. And then moving forward, we'll be able to do so much more. And so I'm looking forward to the ways ahead to connect with you and then moving forward into the next expansive thing that is only here and now. Thank you, Wholeness.